Whether it was the attack on Libya in 1986, Iraq in 2002, or Syria in 2014 whenever America wanted, it tried to change the destiny of the Middle East. But there is one country that has stayed out of their control for decades, and that is Iran. Even today, America and Israel are trying to find cracks in Iran's fortress, which won't be easy. History has witnessed that for the last 600 years, not even an inch of Iran's borders has moved. Whether the invaders were Romans, Arabs, Turks, Russians, or even the British Empire, Iran has proven time and again that it has the strength to withstand the biggest attacks. But what is the real secret behind this power? What makes Iran so different and resilient compared to other Arab nations? Let's first talk about the gift that nature has given to Iran. If Iran were explained in one sentence, it is a massive fortress of fortress whose walls were not built by humans, but by nature itself. This country is surrounded by mountains on all sides. The Zagros mountain range in the south acts as a wall against enemies coming from that direction. To the southwest, these mountains gradually lean toward Iraq, but to the northwest, they become so rugged and high that they form an impossible border with Turkey. Where there are no mountains, there are marshlands. Especially where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers meet, these marshy areas act as a natural barrier, like a deep moat in front of a castle. As for the borders with Iraq and Turkey, looking north, toward the Caspian Sea or Azerbaijan, the Alborz mountain range stands for protection. To the east, small mountain ranges wrap around Iran like a ribbon, forming the borders with Afghanistan and Pakistan. In short, these mountains keep Iran safe like a fortress from all sides, while the Persian Gulf in the south is the final wall of this castle. If someone tries to invade from the Persian Gulf, they face mountains 1.5 kilometers high that stretch nearly 250 kilometers inland. Geographical location plays a vital role in the capture of any country. Similarly, natural mountain ranges have kept Afghanistan safe to this day, whether the enemy was the Soviet Union or America. These mountains are so crucial for Iran's safety that all attempts to capture Iran over the last 600 years have failed. Beyond the borders, there are vast deserts inside the country, Dasht-e Kavir and Dasht-e Lut. They are so barren that people are forced to live on the mountains. Most of Iran's 90 million population lives in these hilly areas. This is why, for any foreign army, entering and controlling Iran has always been a terrifying nightmare. Land invaders face logistical challenges on one hand and narrow paths, thin supply lines, and harsh weather on the other. But there is another side to the story. While these mountain ranges protect Iran, they also imprison it. History shows that whenever Iran tried to expand toward the west, these same mountains became a major obstacle. This is why Iran doesn't engage in direct war to maintain its presence in the south and west. Instead, they have built a network of Shia proxy groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthis in Yemen, Islamic resistance in Iraq, and Hamas and Islamic Jihad in Palestine. That was the benefit of Iran's geography. Now, let's look at the Strait of Hormuz. As mentioned in a previous video, the Strait of Hormuz holds immense strategic value for Iran. You can see that the entire northern part of the Persian Gulf belongs to Iran alone, while the lower part is shared by 7 countries: Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, and Oman. This entrance to the Persian Gulf is called the Strait of Hormuz. To its north is only Iran's coastline, while to the south is a small part of Oman. On the Iranian side, Hormuz forms a V-shape, which allows Iran to control this area better from 3 sides. The lower part belonging to Oman is pointed, has narrow mountain paths, and only extends 50 kilometers into Hormuz. At this point, it has always been easy for Iran to close the strait, and finally, they have used this option following attacks by the US and Israel. Iran has clearly stated that if any country's ship moves toward Hormuz, it will be destroyed. Through this, Iran can pressure not just the Gulf countries, but the entire world. Because 20% of the world's oil and 90% of Qatar's LNG, along with 5% of the world economy, depends on this strait. In 2025, the world economy was $120 trillion, and if Hormuz closes, $6,000 billion will suddenly vanish. If anyone tries to capture or attack Iran, it possesses a valuable asset in closing Hormuz to pressure the world. Iran's third advantage is its very long coastline. Iran's total perimeter is 8,731 kilometers, of which 2,815 kilometers is a maritime coast along the Caspian Sea and the Persian Gulf. This means 32% of Iran's border is a coastline. And let me tell you, this is no ordinary coast. Usually, a coast is followed by sand, but here, There are mountain ranges where Iran has installed missile batteries in secret locations. There are caves and many blind spots that are invisible to satellites or drones. Even if an enemy lands from the sea, they immediately face mountains from where sudden attacks can be launched. After geography, the Strait of Hormuz and a difficult coastline, Iran's third shield is its diverse ethnic groups. Iran is a multi-ethnic country. Persians, Azeris, Kurds, Arabs, Balochs, and Turkmens live here. When a nation is made of different ethnicities, the biggest challenge is keeping everyone happy. Every group wants its rights and wants to protect its language and culture. Different tribes live in the mountains with their own traditions, and some have conflicts dating back hundreds of years. Although Iran has kept everyone under the umbrella of Shia Islam, protests are often seen. Recently, protests that started in December 2025 are still ongoing, in which more than 7,000 people have died. This is the largest protest since the 1979 Islamic Revolution. Controlling all this and bringing everyone under one umbrella has always been difficult for Iran. While this multi-ethnicity is a problem for Iran, it is an even bigger issue for a foreign invader. Anyone thinking of capturing Iran must first fight the geography and then try to keep the people together, which seems impossible. This is why, during the British colonial era when the British ruled the subcontinent, they could never make Iran a colony. The US and Israel know this well, which is why President Trump repeatedly urges the Iranian people to overthrow the Islamic regime. They know that without the power of the people, defeating Iran is nearly impossible. In 1941, the British and Russians occupied it with the help of the Shah's son to prevent Nazi forces from using Iran as a base during World War II. Even then, various groups turned against the government, creating a civil war-like situation. Despite their internal differences, these groups are religiously connected. 95% of Iran's population is Shia Muslim. History shows that whenever Iran is attacked from outside, they all unite. In September 1980, when the Iranian Revolution was fresh, Saddam Hussein thought the Iranian army would be scattered and the system weak. With this in mind, Iraq attacked to capture Iran. But the war Saddam took lightly lasted for 8 years. Initially, the Iraqi army pushed deep inside. But within 2 years, Iran took back its land. In this war, not only the military, but ordinary people participated and sacrificed their lives under one umbrella. Saddam hoped Iran's Arabs would join Iraq, and the Kurds would riot to break Iran from within. But all his hopes were dashed. Groups that had internal conflicts united under the Shia Muslim umbrella, making Iranian nationalism even stronger. After 8 years of war and 1 million casualties, both Iraq and Iran were exhausted. But Saddam had to accept defeat without taking even an inch of land. Iran's most dangerous weapon is not its army, but its size. This country is not a small target to be captured in a few weeks. It is a strategic labyrinth spread over 1.6 million square km, meaning to countries the size of Pakistan can fit inside it. Even if an army crosses the border, victory is not immediate. They must navigate ancient mountain paths, desert plateaus, and reach cities located deep inside. This is called the strategic depth concept. The deeper an enemy goes, the longer their supply lines become. The pressure on fuel and logistics increases, and defenders get more time. Moreover, cities like Tehran, Isfahan, or Mashhad are not on the border, but protected deep inside, by which time the enemy is exhausted. It wouldn't be wrong to say that Iran's land itself is like a silent protector that makes time its greatest weapon. We hope you will like and share this military untold stories video. Thank you for your lovely comments. See you in the next wonderful video.